This is not just about me. If I gotta fight for all of us, I will, but I won't let the court systems just walk over me. I won't let Jay-Z, I won't let no one just walk over me and tell me something because y'all just saying this. I want the truth. And if we can't go to the Supreme Courts, the regular courts, to find out the truth, what are they here for?
Yeah, all right. We'll get to the legal things that you've been through, the battles.
The courtroom was thick with tension, the kind of silence that hums in your ears before something unthinkable happens. We watched as the judge read the results aloud, the words slicing through the air like a blade. DNA confirmed what Jay-Z had spent years fighting to keep hidden. He is the father of Rymir Satterthwaite. The gasps from the gallery weren't polite little whispers, they were guttural, sharp shocks of disbelief, like the entire room had been punched in the chest. And there he was, the billionaire mogul, the man who once stood as the untouchable architect of Rock Nation. Slamming his fists against the table, his voice breaking as he tried to shout down the inevitable. In that moment, Jay-Z was no longer the icon who seemed immune to scandal. He was a man cornered, stripped bare by the truth he swore would never surface.
I don't have no felonies. I'm not crazy and none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And it seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything. So, I don't want to see him go down for something that, you could have just got taken care of. That's it.
We've seen power players sweat under pressure, but never like this. Jay-Z's empire was built on an image of control, of sharp suits and sharper moves, of a mastermind always 3 steps ahead. But as his face twisted with rage and panic, that illusion shattered in real time. For years, his legal team had maneuvered like a fortress around him, hiding behind sealed files, procedural delays, and carefully crafted public statements. Every time Rymir's name resurfaced, it was brushed off as a nuisance, a sideshow to be silenced. Yet with a single announcement, all those defenses crumbled. He couldn't lean on another verse, another carefully staged photo op, another multi-million-dollar partnership. The secret he buried was now the headline, and the audience, once his adoring fans, was now a jury of millions. The most staggering part wasn't just that the truth finally came out, but what it did to the myth of invincibility Jay-Z and Beyoncé had cultivated. For more than a decade, they've styled themselves as music's royal family, the Carters, who could do no wrong. But the cracks had been there, hairline fractures that insiders whispered about, the cheating confessions wrapped into an album cycle, the elevator fight that became a meme before it became an explanation. And now this, a hidden son exposed before the world, dragging everything else they worked so hard to project into question. If he could lie about this for so long, what else has been concealed behind the velvet curtain?
Jay-Z got his ass whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got his ass. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your ass whooped.
We can't ignore the whispers about Beyoncé's reaction either. Multiple insiders claim she wasn't blindsided by the revelation. She had known quietly for years. The story goes that she demanded silence, insisting that as long as the matter stayed in the shadows, they could carry on as the unbreakable duo. Protect the children, protect the brand, protect the billions. But silence comes at a cost. And once the gavel brought it all crashing down, sources say Beyoncé made her stance brutally clear. Fix this mess or risk losing everything, including her. That's not just a marital spat. That's a nuclear ultimatum, one that threatens the very foundation of the most famous union in music. And while the ink on the DNA report was still drying, more troubling rumors started swirling. A former Rock Nation employee, someone who had allegedly been close enough to the inner circle to see the secrets money was supposed to bury, whispered about another skeleton, Latasha Mazer. If Rymir's existence toppled Jay-Z's defense, then Latasha's story could detonate what's left of his legacy. She is a 28-year-old woman from Maryland who has been saying for years that Jay-Z is her father. On Instagram, she even branded herself Jay-Z first daughter, writing, "I've been quiet for far too long," and laying out how everyone in her hometown knew the truth of her parentage. Family members even backed her up, with her own sister publicly claiming she personally introduced Jay-Z to Latisha's mother. This wasn't some anonymous online rumor. It was flesh and blood testimony.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever.
The allegations don't stop at claims of paternity. Industry chatter insists that Jay-Z quietly supports her behind the scenes, that he even purchased a house in Cambridge, Maryland for her to live in, with the catch being that she could never acknowledge him publicly. A deal written not in contracts, but in silence. sealed with monthly payments rather than DNA results. One former friend of Jay-Z, the singer Oshino from State Property, has gone on record suggesting this arrangement exists, painting a picture of a mogul who manages his secrets, not by confronting them, but by keeping them on retainer. If true, this would suggest a pattern. An empire not built on honesty, but on payoffs and cover-ups. It's impossible not to wonder, how far back do these deceptions go? We've seen Jay-Z fire back in legal filings accusing Ramir's camp of harassment, of waging a decades-long campaign to disrupt his life. We've seen him deny, deflect, and even mock the claims in his lyrics, likening himself to Michael Jackson with the line, "The kid ain't mine." But bravado in a song doesn't hold up in federal court, and when the papers were read this time, he couldn't rap his way out. If Ramir was the first domino, then Latesha threatens to topple the entire line. And looming over all of it is Beyoncé's reputation. If she stood by him while he suppressed the truth, then her silence becomes complicity, and her carefully maintained aura of empowerment curdles into something far darker.
I got older and my mom just continued to say the same thing, and she never changed the name.
Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other videos about the sinister side of the music industry. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon